welcome back. Today I am looking at this, which is the Unity Delay pedal from Anasounds, who are a French effects pedal manufacturer, and it is a lot of fun. It's a very different delay pedal to stuff that I've come across, really, and deliberately so, in a way that's supposed to inspire creativity. It actually has a kind of partner pedal called the Dystopia. So this is the Dystopia, which I don't have, and the Utopia, which this one is, which has got some really nice kind of unusual things. So let's dive in and have a look at it, shall we? 2-foot switches, one's bypass, one's tap tempo, very cool. A mix knob does exactly what you would expect. The feedback knob here, again, does exactly what you would expect a feedback knob on a delay pedal to do. Gives you more or fewer repeats. The time knob is there. Obviously the time and the tap tempo knob are related, so one will cancel out the other depending on which way you go. It's very intuitive, you don't have to really worry about it. There's a preamp in here, which is cool. I'll talk about that again in a second. On the other side, you've got a tone control, and here, which is the subdivision switch for the rhythm. And in the middle, which is kind of where the magic happens, you've got this Bliss knob. Let's start listening to some sounds, shall we? First of all, the preamp. The preamp is based on a kind of tape preamp from one of the other pedals that they make, and it's cool. It's got a really nice kind of vibe to it. So let's listen to it on its own, because the switch, the toggle switch above the preamp control there, gives you the option to have the preamp either completely off all the time, on when you engage the pedal, or on all the time, whether the delay part of the pedal is engaged or not, which is a really cool feature because it's quite a nice, you know, like preamp tape style boost on its own. So let's have a listen, right? I'm going to turn the pedal off. This is my clean sound. I'm playing my Telecaster into a Hampstead Soundworks Artist Plus RT. So this is my kind of basic sound. Have something a bit more trebly. So there we go. If we turn the preamp switch all the way to the right hand side, that engages the preamp with the effect off. So I'll turn it off. Now obviously it's louder because the preamp control here is turned all the way up, and when you turn that all the way up, it affects the gain and the volume of the preamp. So if I back it off a little bit, and I'll tell you what, I'll turn it all the way down, and then I'll try and wind it in while I play this, let's call it an A7-9 chord, shall we? So it's pretty subtle, but it does boost the volume, boost the gain, gives you a bit more kind of dirt in there. I like it. I do like it. I think it's great. Let's turn the delay on. Whoop! There we go. Ooh. Let's turn the time down to kind of halfway. Let's start with everything at 12, as people want to do. Now, the Bliss control on this side is a tape modulation effect. You might be able to see here, as you turn the Bliss control around, you move from tape modulation on the left, kind of left-hand side, round to vibrato on the right-hand side. And in the middle, you get this kind of chorusy effect as well. So we'll look at all of those, but we'll start on the right-hand side here, left-hand side, sorry, where the knob is, you can see it up here. We're going to look at this tape kind of modulation sound. So I'm going to turn this up. That's cool. So you get that real like kind of tape style wobble, the kind of wow and flutter style thing happening. And if I turn the feedback back a little bit and turn the mix up, how's that? That's great. I'll turn the preamp down a little bit there, and it's got that real kind of old tape loop style delay vibe to it, the kind of copycat style thing, which I love. I think that's brilliant. Yeah. Oh man, that's got that kind of John Martin style Echoplex thing. That's super cool. I really like. This is a fun pedal. I don't know if that's coming across. I've had a lot of fun playing with this. Let's now look with we'll keep the feedback and mix settings and time the same. Let's move around into the chorus thing, which is the next setting here. So you can see the light kind of changed there. I think the timing changed. So, chorus. Let me turn that up all the way to kind of further around to the end. More time maybe. I really like all the modulation that it does on the repeats on this. It's very musical to my ear, and particularly for some, the kind of music that I play and have been playing. And I'm looking forward to using this on the pedal steel. In fact, I might put a little bit on the end with me using it on the pedal steel, because I think for some of the more atmospheric stuff that I do on the steel for singer-songwriters and stuff, it'll be great. I just love it. It's kind of it's lo-fi but not murky, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and the way those repeats just kind of disintegrate on the way out, but in a really musical way. Oh, it's beautiful. Right, let's move round now to the vibrato, because this is also a great thing. There you go. You can hear it on the repeat there. Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to turn that all the way around. This is the maximum. So you can hear that's turned the kind of modulation speed up there as well on the. Oh, I mean, it's a beautiful sounding pedal. Tap tempo is super useful. Let me look at some of the other things that it can do before I get totally just lost in my own kind of world of Bliss, the appropriately named control there. So we've spoken about the preamp. The tone control is interesting. It's not your standard like kind of high-end roll-off tone control. In the middle, your repeats aren't affected by the EQ at all. If you turn it to the left, so anti-clockwise, it operates as a tilt pivot kind of, and it pivots. I think 540 hertz. I think is the kind of pivot point. So if you turn it this way, the repeats will have a more pronounced low end and less treble, and if you turn it the other way, it will be the opposite. I've said I should have done that in the mirror image then, shouldn't I? But you get what I mean. Let's have a listen. So I'm going to turn the tone all the way down. Now if I turn the tone all the way up. So there you go. They're both, that was at the extremes, and they're both not too extreme to be musical, which I think is quite nice. It depends what you're looking for on the repeats, I guess, whether you're after a more kind of transistory lo-fi thing with more top end, or maybe the kind of more tapey sound of the low end. I like it either way. Subdivision switch, so you've got I think eighth notes, and then quavers, crotchets or quarter notes, and then dotted eighth notes, I think. At the tap temp. So if I tap without trying to take it off my stand, there you go. So you can hear, I think, yeah, that's useful depending on what kind of delay you want to do, isn't it? That's how that works. There's a couple of very cool things that you can do. This makes a great chorus pedal. If you turn now the time and the feedback control down all the way and put it in this middle section, what you end up with is so it's not, not a classic chorus effect, but it does do the again, I'm just getting carried away because it sounds so cool. It sounds really cool. So you can do the chorus thing. Also, if you press and hold, I'm going to try and do this without knocking the pedal off the table here. Obviously, if I was doing this with my feet, it would be very easy. If you press and hold the tap tempo, it turns the feedback, it basically ramps the feedback control up to full, so it starts self-oscillating while you put your foot down. Very cool effect. It does it differently with each of the kind of areas of the Bliss control. So let's have a look at that now. So here we go. Go to the chorus. And then it just stops. And round to the vibrato. I mean, it's a niche thing. You wouldn't want to do it on every song, but they're having, the ability to do it is cool. Yeah, very good, very good. Let me turn the preamp off and you can hear the delay like that. But turn the feedback up and the time. Tape. Yeah. Tone up a little bit. Great. Right. I think I've covered everything there. The more I play with this, the more fun I have with it, and the more kind of things I'm thinking that it will be really good for. Like I said, it is not a delay. It's a delay pedal unlike any other delay pedal I've played. All of the settings on here are musical, which is good. It's just a very intuitive, you can find your way around it very easily. Finding a good sound is no problem at all. If you're looking for something slightly different, particularly I'm thinking for kind of backgroundy guitar sounds, recorded, it's going to be really nice. So there we go. Any questions, as ever, let me know in the comments down below. If you've got one of these, let me know how you're getting on with it. I think they're great. I'm looking forward to trying some more of their pedals. And yeah, enjoy the new Utopia from Anasounds. I'm going to play out with some tape delay, the mix up, my feedback up a bit, the timing, turn the preamp on. Off we go.
Bye.